we're playing the tabletop game, Fate Core.
The Fate Core system is what we're using. In order to play a 40k based RPG tabletop adventure.
Wait a minute. I gotta turn something off real quick because that is too centered on Gavin in the top right hand corner.
My God.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Oh, that is perfect. Hold on, y'all.
It's oh, you could do like compilations where I just roll something like.
Fuck it, we're leaving it. Okay,
Right.
Here we go. So,
Well,
we're gonna be playing Warhammer 40k. You know, we are gonna be the great Space Marines, of course. But my name is Austin Humphrey. My character's name is Lucifer J. Christ. Tell you about that in a little bit.
I'm Gavin Robinson. I'm going to be the GM for this session.
Of course.
I'm Devin. I'm going to be playing Felix. That's it.
Yes. And there would be one more person with us, but he's a little bitch, so...
Yeah. So
I'm gonna watch this later.
Yeah. that's the point.
Yeah.
Next section.
You're not bullying.
Next session.
Section.
So, next section.
I don't know where you're going. Are you saying next session he's going to be joining us, or are you saying
No.
next section we're going to be talking about your characters?
No, I'm gonna be saying. I'm saying next sex. Next
What's one of your
session.
characters?
Next session, we're gonna have a section about having sex.
We're having sex
Here.
or section?
Yes. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Whatever works, as long as it's understandable.
Of course.
Alright. Introduce your characters.
Okay. So. My character, his name's Lucifer J. Christ, you know. My character was bullied a lot for this when he was 5, and that's about the same age he gained consciousness. So he remembers all that. And of course, since his name was so ironic, he was bullied for this. So he'd beat the shit out of anybody that would bully him. And then, in turn, his parents would beat the shit out of him. So... And then, okay, one time, very sad, my 5-year-old Lucifer walked in on his parents having sex. Of course he was beaten for this. So now, he has masturbation problems. To the point where he started off by looking up big-titted black women.
Some Freudian shit.
Of course. And now... After he's been going so long, the women no longer faze him. So it has to be the men, the children, and the animals, and even the fish. He'd masturbate to anything. But yeah, that's my character. The chronic masturbation will come more into play later.
Is he a member of any particular Space Marine chapter? Just...
I didn't think this far ahead.
Alright, Devin.
My character doesn't have such in-depth, precise backstory. His name is Felix. He's part of the Imperial Fist, the Imperium. But he went to Mars under the guise of becoming a tech marine for the Imperial Fist. That's about it. He's a tech marine for the Imperial Fist. That's it. So what's your character?
Yeah,
No,
fuck Gavin.
I don't have a character, Devin. I am the GM.
So
He is in fact the person that is gonna be fucking us the whole way.
The entire time, raw dog.
Raw dog, yeah, of course. Oh, I should have started off with saying this is not gonna be PG-13.
I think they gathered that.
Maybe even a little bit farther from that of rated R. Maybe not even rated R. Maybe... Never mind.
Adults only?
Yes, of course.
If you can't see it on Pornhub, I don't recommend seeing it here.
Exactly.
But, so
He might whip his dick out.
I'm not the chronic masturbator here, am I?
That could be arranged.
let's get into the session.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess it's about time. Okay, let's go.
In the Milky Way galaxy, home to man and demons and Eldar, Dark Eldar, maybe some Tau. Can't say. There is a small planet on the fringe of the Warp Tear.
Great Rift.
Great Rift. Known only as Charon, or Charon, Charon 4. Don't know exactly how to pronounce that.
Okay, Karen 4.
Charon 4. Now, this location is a little-known feudal planet, almost. It has a mix of different societies, and it's been cultured and demolished over time due to the natural flora and fauna and civil strife. The location has recently become the interest of the Imperium for unknown reasons, at least unknown only to the shipmen of the Constantine 7, a interstellar battle cruiser that's been sent on a drive-by recon trip.
Drive-by planet.
It's so drive-bys and it's Warhammer, bitch.
Flies by, bombs a planet, and then leaves.
Get fucked.
Wouldn't be surprised
No.
if that actually happened.
Lucifer and Felix are both partial members of the Constantine 7, as they have been picked up among war routes for this mission. They appear to have taken at least 2 from the majority of the local Space Marine chapters, including some of the Salamanders and even some of the Lamenters.
God, no.
Nice.
However, they haven't taken any full chapters or asked for assistance from any one organization outright. Instead, the dealings have been under the table, mostly, offering temporary mercenary service in exchange for the help of these Space Marines or Imperial Guardsmen. Now, the reasonings behind this is not known. It appears only a few individuals on the Constantine know anything about it. The ship is host to mainly soldiers, but as well as several scientists and mechanicum children, the Sons of Mars. Out of one of these chapters is Felix.
It's a boy.
Who is currently working on maintenance to the ship's hull after an asteroid barrage. And then Lucifer J. Christ, who is currently in his quarters, not doing anything that, like, he's in there by himself, we can only assume.
Of course. I hate men. Wait.
But none of the other Battle Brothers dare enter when Felix is alone. Well, Lucifer's alone in the quarters. A blast on the intercom rings out, and a voice of a strong but not really specific or distinct origin rings out in a monotone and eccentric muffled tone. we would like chapters 6-5, 13, 45B, and all remaining men in Sector 2-5 to come down to the main hall. In addition, I would like to request the presence of a Lucifer J. Christ, Felix, a Excalibur de I cannot pronounce that name. Daniel. See, you know what? If you're down, anyone in their bunkers can come directly to my office now. And those named. If you're doing nothing, come here. I have a job for you.
Leave my work half finished and leave.
I stopped masturbating.
A frustrated-looking Lucifer J. Christ exits his battle bunker, or dorm room, you could say, and starts down the hall. His limp power armor arm starts to find life again as it's filled with what should be its occupying limb. And a Felix shuffles down the hall with the same mechanical manner about it, making stiff leg movements that you could call walking if it wasn't so structured.
Just look just as disappointed as Lucifer because I didn't get finished.
You head up through the hall area, and you walk past the crowds in the main hall gathering. You can see some of the salamanders talking with the lamenters. There appears to be a space wolf or two, miraculously.
All the way out here?
Furious yet curious at the same time. Curious.
Furiously curious.
Yeah. Among several others, red, gold, and blue shining among the ranks. You head up past the main hall area into the commander's quarters. And in the open steel doorway, you can hear the ship creaking. The shafts are ruffling either with AC or who knows what. And you all shuffle into this area, and you can see several Krieg commissars standing at attendance, with 2 guardsmen at each of their flanks, in addition with some mildly concerned-looking lamenters staring between the Kriegsmen and the commander, and some grave-looking salamanders.
Well, of course.
Out of these groups, they appear to be the ones who have been taken along for the majority of this mission. And you two enter and you shuffle in onto the right side in front of the commander. He sits there at his desk, made out of not metal, but a fine wood. You can see war paintings and depictions of glory and valor behind him, a flag of the Imperium, and several intricacies. You see little baubles of military tech lining his shelves. You see a fully loaded tank round sat to his right.
Ah, yes.
And
Beautiful.
on his desk, he has a list. And you can't help but notice that the man is one missing half of a standard Krieg mask. And in turn, there's only a tightly woven metal infrastructure going around that side of his face. You can see a rebreather put in his mouth and hooked up to an oxygen tank that's on his back. His hat kind of gets in the way of some of the hoses going by. He's missing a left arm.
Nice.
And a giant hell gun is set on the table. A revolver of a size that matches almost even the Astartes bolt pistols. Gentlemen, his accent seems to have changed. And you can tell the reasoning behind this now, as a faulty voice modulator glows green and yellow, beeping on and off. I have a very important task for all of you. Except for you lamenters, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm serious. You'll be deposited with the main force as well as the Kriegsmen. Go. Do it, Daniel. Leave.
Okay.
And the one I couldn't pronounce, come up here. And this salamander with a emblazoned logo of the chapter walks up, and he looks at him with his flamer at his side. He's like,
Yes, Commander.
I would like you to take your fleet and go to the drop pods down on D4 of the main hull. And the salamander leaves along with 2 other salamanders and a few of the Krieg commissars.
Interesting. Fuck those interesting.
Now, can my fellow commissars, can you go and leave, please, for the moment? I'd like to speak to these 2 alone. The commissars look at each other and make a bit of a muffled. Their gas masks are. If a gas mask could look confused, they do. They're staring between their men, and they look at him. And the tallest one among them, probably around 6'4", walks up to the desk and he says,
Commander, Miss Zarek, I understand your desire for this, but I cannot condone your actions.
And the commander looks at him and he's like, well, if that is the case, then I suppose we can talk about it after you are deployed on the main front. He does this with one arm. It's sort of a failing motion.
Of course.
It's more mess.
Yeah.
Damn it. Gotta pick it up.
It'd be really intimidating if it was intimidating.
Of course, of course.
The commander looks at him and he's like,
The same spot where we were supposed to be.
he's like, well, yes, the same spot you were supposed to be deployed. Yes, that's yes. Afterwards, we will talk. Is that fine? And he's the Commissar looks at him and he's like,
Very well.
and they all shuffle out of the room, leaving just you and him. And another mechanicum man sitting in a chair, tubes draining out of his neck into his chest, and cords going all throughout his body. He's probably a assistant librarian for the members among the Constantine Seven.
Nice.
So,
Say that for
you might
really
be
good
wondering why I'm having you two specifically go on this mission of which you are not familiar with and have not been informed about. And he does it again out of boredom, but he just gives up on it.
Of course.
Out of frustration, and he goes into his desk, and as he's talking, he lights up a thick stogie, disconnecting the hose from his mask in the process. So, it is in my interest to have this task be handled very, very quietly. And you might be curious as to why I'm sending 2 space marines to handle a task. You're not a space marine, are you?
I am.
It's so much metal, I can't tell. What chapter is he from? And he looks at the librarian and looks back to him. He's like, I believe he's one of the Sons of Mars. And the commander nods. Alright. I guess we can use one of you redskins. You do have red skin, so I've heard.
No.
No? He's not fucking with me, is he?
No.
This is red paint. Armor.
Yes, but underneath, you've been on my... You know what? Forget it. It's fine.
He's probably very white.
It doesn't matter now.
Okay.
So, it was just quite banter before I ask you to risk your lives, which of course you're used to, but in a fashion that might require you to live lone lives of secrecy, depending on how this goes.
Oh.
As in, you will never be with your chapters again. If you fuck up. If you don't fuck up, fine. You know, it's good. We send you up the ranks. Nothing bad happens. If that works for you.
Do we have a choice?
Oh, you do. If you say no, then you'll be sent on the front lines along with the Kriegsmen.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm in.
You're in for the front lines, or are you in for the secret mission?
The secret mission, of course.
yeah, you know, clarification's kind of important. So,
Of course.
and he puts the cigar in his hose and sucks in, and gas comes out of his rebreather and smokes it up, and you can see the light go from green to yellow to red, and you can tell obviously what's been fucking up the rebreather and the voice modulator.
Needs a change of filter.
No, it is very important to me that we get this task done quickly and quietly. So, what are your feelings? Well, okay, what is your knowledge on the forces of chaos?
Fucking dicks.
Very astute observation. You? What are they? Are they chodes? What are you going to say?
Demons. Fuckers. Bastards. And just keep on listing adjectives.
Filth!
Okay.
Just like going through a dictionary of just like...
And as you guys
Insult.
list off your list, he puts his cigar on top of his Helgun's power bank, the heat will probably charge it a little. And give a little oomph to the battery, and he reaches under his drawer and pulls out a bottle of whiskey and a glass. He's like, just so you know, this is not allowed on ship. And you now must be sworn to secrecy. Because we are fighting forces of chaos. I don't know necessarily if they're going to be down there, but that is what we have in full preparation. So you two have to go on the mission now. So let me tell you on the results. And if you say anything that might lead us to believe that the results wound up the way they did during the mission, we have here a librarian to
Librarian?
to mark down the results. Have you ever had metal shoved down your throat that margates the way that you talk?
Yes.
Well, my ex
Who
and
works on your shit?
I do.
You could fix this sometime, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
That's good.
not necessarily bad metal, but like my ex, she had like a metal dildo.
Your ex?
Yes.
I'd like you to roll deceive.
I'm not affiliated with
Oh,
him.
uh-oh.
I'd like you to roll deceive at a disadvantage of 2. Chronic masturbator.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
What did you get?
So -3 with the -2 disadvantage.
Is that what you rolled?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have any deceive.
That's
I don't have any deceive.
Alright.
That's a -1.
Yeah.
But -2 at a disadvantage.
Yeah. So
At a disadvantage.
what's this?
All right.
That's a fate point because I used
Nice.
your aspect, chronic masturbator. He looks at the librarian and he's like, this fucking guy. And he looks back at you and he's like, yes, you know, they do those things, don't they?
Yes.
Those girlfriends you Astartes have.
Yep.
Christ. So,
Yeah.
in the name of the Emperor.
Okay.
Huh. So, you are being dropped on the planet that we... Fuck. And he's tapping at his gas mask and he's like, fuck. Shit. Fuck. Oh, I can't itch this, you know. I have a gas mask. Half of my face is burnt. The flakes are still there. And I can't get the ash out of my eye.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Do you know my authority on this ship?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And he just grabs his hell gun and he fucking shoots it through the door into the main hull. And you hear some of the Astartes go like, what the fuck? Everyone's concerned. And someone just, like, one of the Kriegsmen just, like, you hear, can somebody repair the hole the commander put in his door, Commander Zarek? Main hole. He's like, I could do that to anyone if I wanted. I could shoot all of you. I could kill him. And he takes a cigar and he's like, if I kill him, this entire ship would be cut off from the Mechanicum. All the resources. But I can do that without punishment.
What are you looking at me for?
Because I believe you understand the gravity of the situation. Unlike...
Fair. Logical.
Jeez. Listen, J. Christ. I understand that you might be a battle-hardened man, and that might be your main focus in life. You will have plenty of that. But discretion is very important. Discretion is very important. Because you see, the Imperium of Man. Why the fuck am I sending two of you? That's because I'm sending the two of you because well, you're disposable. If that makes you both feel any better.
Well, of course.
Sure. So.
Semper as well.
Very disposable. I
Yes.
take his cigar and
That's-
take a. Put it back down.
I'd like you to make an athletics roll.
Yes. +4.
+4?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you pick up the cigar, and as you go to smoke it, all of a sudden a Hellgun bullet bursts through the cigar, lengthwise, and hits your helmet, putting a nice burn mark on it. You can feel the heat just from inside. Sear into it. His cigar is utterly ruined, ashes strewn across the room. The Mechanicum librarian looks surprised and he jots down some notes. Of course, his mental processes are being recorded as well, but written record's probably important.
Of course.
The holy parchment.
That's
I would like to
unnecessary.
remind you that was unnecessary.
That's unnecessary.
I could kill you right now. I could kill you right now.
Would it be better than my fate going down there?
Okay. I'd like you to imagine this.
Okay.
Someone makes a version of Nurgle's rot that does not let flesh decay, but it keeps it alive. And this flesh is immune to Nurgle's rot. The only known thing to do so. It does this by trapping the victim's soul within the flesh, and then the soul thereon is turned into material, physical form, therefore more flesh. This flesh is completely devourable by our virus bombs. It is programmed to do so. Correct? That would be a good thing for us to have as a weapon against Nurgle's rot.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, given enough study, it could be used to infect Nurgle's rot. At least that is the hope. As it is a disease of the soul, and it demolishes psychic energy. Now, if you were to be made a test subject of this disease, should it ever be recreated again, should you fail to retrieve the remaining samples and data from the hidden base that only is shared among the houses that the custodians guard on Terran, Earth, then you would probably have a nice immortal existence of perpetual suffering.
Okay.
Or I could shoot you, and I really want to do that. But I will not, so that that threat has any meaning whatsoever.
Limbs can be replaced.
Not if it's a bulbous mound of flesh that has no form or function. You could throw metal into it. I understand. What I'm saying is, you guys go in there, you go to the main library, you will have a machine that lets you tap into that man's data, it will be sent between him and the library. All that information will be sent to him. He will send it to the Sons of Mars, and you shall carry this device, and you shall make very good care of this device. And you will be dropped at an undetermined location so that all the other soldiers do not necessarily see where you are. And if you have any more questions or curiosities, please state them now, or otherwise we will send you on a drop pod in the next 15 minutes.
I was referring to his limbs. I just Lucifer.
Yes, I was saying that, like... Wait, are you saying I could shoot his limbs off instead of killing him?
Yes.
No.
Alright.
No. So if you both fail, you will be used as the first test subjects for the new virus.
Sounds fair.
Alright, let's go.
Good! I am glad my...
I'm just fucking confused.
I am glad my awful plan is starting to see a little bit of fruition.
My evil plan.
So...
Do you have a mom?
A mom? No, my entire planet was destroyed in a demon invasion from Korn, in which I killed a previous commissar for trying to retreat. I was merely a civilian of the planet. So everyone I know and love has died. Their souls lie in the immaterium and on his skull throne.
Alright, let's go.
Good God. At this point, I'm just considering testing on you already. You cannot speak a word of this to anyone, and if anyone learns what your true purpose on the planet is, you are to immediately gun them down. Just shoot them.
Of course.
Unless they can serve of greater use. As, let's say, you find a surviving scientist, right?
Right.
There we go. We haven't heard any information from the base for 40 days. So the general assumption is that they are all dead and shit is going down. So, get the fuck out of my room and follow him. And the mechanical librarian stands up and he slowly walks out of the room.
Yeah, just follow him.
Are you saying that as you leave?
What?
Are you saying that as you leave?
Yes, very quietly.
Okay. Okay. Just see, like, as you're walking, you see him shake his head, and you hear the popping of the cork on the bottle of whiskey. You can generally assume that he's had enough today. He's had enough of today.
Maybe I was always the troublemaker, yeah?
Yes.
And
when was that ever in question?
you are led through the main hall, downwards, downwards, and downwards, through some of the forge compartments, through the library, where he grabs this small, not square, but like this oval disc with a small little nub on the end that shines of gold and some unknown psychic energy. At least it's not apparently known to you at the moment. And he brings you down to what appears to be a storage room. Ammunition is stored there, as well as weapons and other tech to be offered. Alright. Alright. Gather everything that you think you will need. You are to be given 2 rations of ammunition. Whatever melee weapon or power weapon you so desire. And anything else, you can ask me. But I would prefer if you got your stuff and, as he said, got the fuck out.
So, thinking about this, I want to grab with my standard axe, and I want to see if I can't get any incendiary grenades.
Alright, and you have your ammunition, like...
Yep.
You have your stuff, right?
Yep, 10 rounds. So I got 20 rounds?
20 plus 1.
20 plus 1? Okay.
Yeah. So well, no, like not 20 plus, but like you have 30 in total. You just have a full clip.
Oh,
already.
okay. 30.
You're gonna try and steal some incendiary grenades?
No, not steal. Just, I'm gonna try and see if I can't get any.
Alright, so...
If convince someone or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's only you and him, and you're in this dark, enclosed space. I mean, all you can see, you can clearly see the incendiary grenades. All the ammo's just out and ready for battle deployment, which is gonna happen soon.
Let me level with you. Think they have any Playboy magazines in here?
It's an armory.
My armory has Playboy magazines in it.
You're a degenerate.
Fuck you.
But
You just see his eyes flash and like the information goes back in. All of this is being recorded.
yeah, I'm gonna request him for
I
incendiary
regret my
grenades.
I retract my statement.
Basically, I'm gonna do.
You vocally say that?
Yep.
Basically, I'm gonna do like an official request for incendiary grenades to bring along.
Alright.
See if I can't do this without, incurring any trouble before we get down to the ground.
Alright, love you.
Alright. I'd like you to make an authority roll. Or, you could do empathy if you so desire. Seeing as he is a fellow brother on Mars, you could get advantage.
Sorry.
If I do advantage, do I have to do fate points or anything like that, or is it just...
If you do an advantage, you'd be using the Sun of Mars aspect or whatever you have for that.
yeah.
So that'd be a +2 though.
I'm gonna keep my fate points and use authority.
Alright.
Okay, that's 0, that's 0, that's... So 0. Yeah, just straight 0.
Alright. What do you say to him?
This is like... We do not know what is down there. And incendiary grenades would be of great benefit to the mission. I would like some, at least 1 or 2, for deployment.
The thing is that the amount we have given you so far is about as much as you can take without being stricken from the record. The Constantine 7 is a very, very tightly run ship that is always looking to remove kinks in its machinery, which to an extent both of you are. So this is, as much as it is a very important mission that cannot be understated, it is to simply just the... You guys will of course be sent back to your chapters, and should you succeed, the benefits will be numerous, and perhaps stories will be told once all the research is done. But we would simply like to have assurance that this goes under wraps, as it is.
Can I roll to try to convince?
at a disadvantage. Just a base disadvantage.
Which is...
Because you have very well established that like they are not fans of you so far, as they've experienced.
I would like to say is, well, in order to increase our chances of success, having some form of area of effect weaponry beyond range would be of great benefit.
Does he have a powered fist? I think that might be enough.
So what does base disadvantage mean? I just haven't played them forever.
So, like, just because of how much, like, just because
I'm so hated?
Yeah. Like, you made yourself so disliked in these past few minutes. Like, at incredible speed, really. Like, it's almost impressive if it wasn't such a bad thing.
Of course.
You know. Then... Fuck, sorry. You would be fine if it weren't for that, but you're rolling at -2 right now.
If you don't want to make the roll, I will just take like the how many ammunition he allowed us to take. Is allowing us to take.
So
I will make the roll.
Alright.
If you fail, yeah, I'm just gonna take the
Yeah.
ammunition. You
-3. Well, -5.
-5.
Yep.
All right.
I go.
What do you say?
Can you just give the man some incendiary grenades? And look at him.
You know what?
Can you just give me a moment to reconsider if you should have that power fist?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you you feel slightly humiliated. You're gonna have, like, right now your pride's doing that because this guy that's like half your height, just barely up there, just told you
Basically, like,
you're gonna,
he stood up to you, basically.
if you're gonna make another roll like that, it's gonna be another disadvantage.
It should, basically, because this,
I shoot. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna just. How much ammo is allowing us to take? Like 2.
So 1 full mag of whatever your weapon would be, and then
2 rations.
Yeah, 2 full clips of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 full clips of the ammo for his gun, just so he has like extra ammo. And if I find a gun that's similar to that, I will have the ammo on me to reload.
Oh.
Okay.
So I can have 50 bullets?
Well, I might use it if I.
Right,
get my
okay,
own gun.
never mind. Yeah, okay.
Fair enough. You guys are then... He then shuffles over and, with some surprising haste for how calm he's been going, like, opens one of the ducts and moves a lever under it, and a compartment opens in the side of the wall behind all the, heavy missile weaponry, all that ammo, and it's 2 drop pods. And you can see behind it another 2 drop pods where the squad to be larger.
Alright.
And you are both put in one, and you are shot down.
And yeah, he's screaming, and I just stand there, stone face.
As you both shoot down to the planet at horrifying speeds, I mean, rather incredible speeds, you both can see the red expanse of the planet. It almost reminds you of Mars in a way, were it not for the fact that there's bright green and a lot of darker green flora surrounding.
So here's plant life, alright.
And where it's not red in many areas, either goes to yellow or to white. And other spaces you can see fields of crops. As you get closer and closer, the pods start to slow down a little. And you can see where you're descending upon, there's a huge black obelisk that goes, I mean, it's like a skyscraper's height almost. 20 feet wide, like 20 feet wide, 20 feet across. And in the fields, as you slow down, you can see corpses lining some of the fields, some of them walking.
That's just great.
And your drop pods are
Love it.
slowing down. Apparently they've been set to
Not kills?
land without a big explosion or impact. Another aspect of the recon mission. And as you get down to the bottom of the obelisk, your thrusters shooting back, they start to level slowly, and you can hear a sizzling as they get to the bottom. As you both look around, you can see piles and piles and piles of flayed corpses and chopped up body parts surrounding the obelisk. And a lot of it is set up to the extent of like creating basically trenches. And in these, like, in between these trenches, there's tunnels of dirt dug in where blood rushes through up into the obelisk. And
Great. It's all great.
the pods drop down and they make a weird like mattress. You know when you put your hands on the mattress and push in? That's what it kind of does to the bodies, like piles of bodies. As it pushes in. And you both the pods stop, the machinery cools down, the thrusters cool down, and the pods open with a burst. The doors fly up, and you can see in front of you just piles of corpses across this square plateau that surrounds the obelisk. You're on the
I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Nope.
No one? It was a random message talking about an iTunes subscription for $190.
Like, Jesus.
Fuck. Yeah, no, that has to be fake. Jesus Christ.
No, he just purchased iTunes for $190.
2-year subscription.
But you're on this flat plateau, and here's a drawn depiction of the scene, and here's the obelisk that you surround. All around this, there are corpses upon corpses, and you can see wooden spikes and poles shoved into the ground, sharpened outwards around the plateau.
This looks safe.
And you can see a small outcropping as you exit your drop pods. And there's this small peak out with a white and black stone set in each eye. It resembles a skull. On top of this rising pillar of stone that's parallel to the mountain. It's your choice, I don't know. What do you do?
What do we do?
You can feel a sort of heavy feeling in the air It's not natural. It's like the Emperor
Nothing good can come from this place.
is absent to an extent.
So where are we exactly? That's Obelisk.
Oh.
From the location that the commander sent to, you're probably about 5 miles from the set mountain, which, looking at the oval device that was handed to you, in its black and marble texture, the marbles appear to, the white marble of the stone appears to course forward towards one direction, facing this way, past the mountain.
Okay, I want to survey the surrounding area just for looking for anything of significance, like stuff that sticks out, people, walls of dead people, I don't know.
Alright, roll
Notice?
notice. Yep.
Don't have it on this particular roll, lucky please. That is a 0. This is straight 0.
Alright. From what you look around and you can see, some of the corpses appear to be all the corpses are from all age groups that you can imagine of people, but many of them are naked and covered in whelps and wounds, even as some look dissected, some look ripped apart, some are stacked up into the walls around the trenches that carve towards the obelisk, and others, though just as mutilated, are covered in red robes, and their eyes are absent.
Well, this is just great. It's just great. I'm gonna go and meet up with Lucifer and tell him that the object, the oval thing that I got, is telling us to go that way.
Okay.
I wanna do some shit, but no, I'm not Austin. I start going towards.
What do you want to do to me?
I start going towards where the device is telling me to, but I'm not gonna be like marching. I'm gonna try and be quiet about it.
You slowly walk down the course of the mountain, and like as you get around here to this curve, starting down the winding path, you can see under this small little bridge between the rising pillar of stone and the plateau, a cave. There appears to be some warm light coming from it.
So we're looking for a facility.
Do I need to follow him?
The oval stone still points towards the mountains past the black expanse of forest between it. From the upcropping, you can see a town in distance towards where the white marble sort of points.
It's most likely a bunch of bad people in the cave, or maybe people hiding. Probably could be a shortcut. Doubt it. Lucifer, my man, person that I came down here with. What do you think?
Down we go.
Alright, I go down to the town.
Oh, you walk past the cave?
Yeah, I want to walk past the cave.
Alright,
I follow him out of spite.
you follow him down past the cave?
Yes.
Alright. So
I don't trust a random cave with
Like all that. Well.
Okay.
Labor of love.
Okay.
Hey, you didn't tell me anything. You didn't tell.
I just
go down
told
the
you
cave.
all that you would see.
Yeah, I'm talking about Austin didn't say anything to really. Just, I want to go down the cave. Make an argument if I want to go down there.
Alright. Oh.
But this is. I'm not taking chances like that.
Oh shit! Right. Fair enough.
It's very situational. But as you walk down,
I'm sorry that you did all that work just gone.
you go down the winding path, and from this other cropping in the side of the mountain that's likely connected to the other cave, you can only assume, out of this dark hole in the mountain, a seemingly endless pool of blood pours out and down through the spiral that surrounds it.
Okay, I see.
As you are walking down the path, you get to this one point in the mountain where there's a small, tight little ledge between it, and it's hardly wide enough for one man, let alone an Astartes.
Sorry. That was a real life burp. I'm sorry.
Get in the gap.
I know.
So we came across a ledge that is hardly big enough for a normal man to cross. So it's not even. So an Astartes.
I sprint across.
And in front of it, like to the right of it, there's a pit that seems to go down into dusk. No, to the left of it, behind. Down here, it just goes down the mountain. You just sprint across, though?
Yes.
Roll athletics.
Turn around, go to the gate.
What?
Just abandon him.
+7.
+7?
God damn.
Alright, so you take a go, and the cliff face kind of goes up towards the ledge, cutting it off where a normal man would have to like shuffle and lean as he walks across, tiptoeing. You run through the rock face, carving a new path a few feet wide into the rock face.
You're welcome.
And then just go across behind him. Perfect. Teamwork.
And you got that has improved your morale a bit. From the previous incident, you no longer feel upset.
That's you.
I could have run him down whenever I wanted.
Motherfucker!
And you go down the mountain. All the way down.
I can't believe we just skipped a whole section.
Following.
This is hardcore based on what you want.
Fair enough.
And I'm not gonna make it stupid. We're in enemy territory, and there's a cave with light in it. It doesn't sound like a good time. Especially when we're trying to be stealthy and conserve our ammo.
And you go along the rock face, and in the side of the rock face you can see small little skulls made out of the same stone as the obelisk was made out of. Blood is dried on them all. And
I bet it tastes delicious. What?
as you walk down across, you walk past the pillar which stands between some of the rock face, and you go along here in a spiral that goes around the pool of blood that forms at the bottom. And you go down to a small clearing that sits at the base of the mountain. A small path leads into the surrounding wood. What do you... It's your choice now. You just see before you the black forest, its trees seemingly still, yet the sound of wind goes through them. And there's a small path in front through the wood.
Alright, back to the cave.
What?
No, want to check the device, make sure that the path leads to our objective, because...
It does. It matches almost perfectly.
That's just
We
great.
gotta go through it.
That's great.
We could have probably went under it, but
It's very likely that that cave had people in it.
Yes, the looming black forest does not.
We'd still have to fight people, either way.
Touche. In we go.
Into the path?
Well,
Alright.
keep keen eye, because something made the path, and it was not the world.
So,
Really?
you see before you a long and just dark corridor of trees. The ground is merely dry dirt, small stones and needles from the trees surround them. But the path is mostly clear. You see nothing before you. Do you walk forward?
Don't like this, because it feels too easy.
Well, of course. It always feels too easy.
What do you think?
Yes.
Alright. And you fall in a trap and die.
As you
Happens.
walk through the forest, a
Shadow of death.
deer jumps through the path just out of nowhere.
Oh, fuck!
And it looks back at you as it enters through the other side of the tree line. It runs past, disappearing into the thick wood. The sky is... you can't see it aside from how it matches the length of the path. And the trees are so thick that anywhere the path goes, it's just almost night. You see nothing else.
It's just great. If this wasn't a stealth mission, and this wasn't... if Austin didn't want hardcore, I'd take more risks.
Do you go forward?
Yes. Forward.
As you go walking, you see a squirrel jump into the path, and it looks at you. It's a small little red squirrel, and it looks at both of you with incredible curiosity. Just a slow thing, and then its ears perk up, its tail shoots back stiff, and it takes off at speed you can believe.
Oh.
And you see a short little scuttering thing, all red and white, scurry after it.
What the fuck is that?
It's no larger than the squirrel. In fact, it's a little smaller. And you can see the squirrel run up a tree, and the scuttering thing follows. 8 legs moving in incredible speed. It catches up to the squirrel, and it starts biting into it. You can hear the little thing scream and then silence. And it falls to the tree with the spider on it.
Oh, fuck. Not the 8 legs.
Its legs are It's no larger than really your palm, but its legs appear to be white, and its skin red.
Could I check to see if I know what kind of spider this is? I don't know what I would roll, but
Lore, probably.
lore.
Yeah, lore or investigation to get more details.
Grabs the spider.
Sample it.
Some nice teeth.
I'm gonna use lore. Okay. +4.
+4?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a spider that you've seen before. It looks similar to some, but the thing that shocks you the most about it is that as it bites into the squirrel's flesh, ripping apart its stomach, you can't help but see from as far as you are that it doesn't appear to stop to inject anything into it or do that. But as it scurries about the top of it, you can see red pooling and little bits of flesh flying past the spider as it's nesting. But it's in the wood about 10 feet to the left in front of you. You can't tell more about it from this distance.
It's just great. It's just great. Alright, so how far away is it exactly?
About 10 feet. Just to the left, it's basically it's just a little over there.
Kill it and then investigate it. I might just do that. I fucking died to just random spider.
Kill it and investigate it?
I'm not gonna just pick it up and investigate it
Okay.
and walk up close to what's alive.
No, of course not. You just see what it did to that fucking scroll?
It's no larger than your hand, though. I'll say that, but
I wanna see.
well, not in the Astartes' hand, like a human hand.
I wanna see. Might as well take some risks.
All right.
And just I'm gonna kill it with my axe. See if I can't do that.
All right.
'Cause why not?
Oh god, it's rolling.
All right.
Roll.
So,
physique.
just roll athletics,
Okay, Alex.
and then I'd like you to. I mean, it's a spider, man. You don't really have to hit it. I mean, you could. It could be a demon inside that thing. You wouldn't know how powerful it is. But.
Why not study its random creatures, random plate? We might learn more about the planet. So athletics. Okay, so that's a 0. That's a 0. That's a 0. So +1, +3.
All right. All right. In a quick motion, you bound over your suit of power armor, scraping the sides of the trees, but never really moving them. And you brush in, and with your axe,
Yeah, I want to make sure it dies. Basically.
you
I ain't gonna.
as you see the spider, it's starting to turn itself around with its back on inside the squirrel's stomach. Its mouth appears to be, eating down the remaining guts in its chest cage, and you hear a little snap. Would probably be one of the ribs. And you take the just very end of your axe and you just push it up through the squirrel's body from the tail, cleaving the spider into. And you just hear a little squeal, and its legs writhe and curl up
Right, of course.
around the axe. But that's it. It's done.
Is it dead?
Then I want to investigate it, see if there's anything of interest or value to it, and see if it was just a random spider doing its thing. Or not.
Roll to investigate.
That's what I mean by I want to be specialized. I want to learn things, see the world. That's it's a -1. That's a +2. Not great.
Okay. So, as you pick up your axe and you grab it and you kind of pull the squirrel off its end, you look at it in your humongous hand. It's just tiny. And you can see that the spider had hollowed out the squirrel's stomach, and it was working on its rib cage and the stuff in there. But as you look at the squirrel, you can see that its flesh has been not pierced but sliced, and you look at the spider's mouth as you let it fall into your other hand, letting it fall out of the squirrel. And its teeth are its mouth is nothing more than a collection of 6 sharp blades that go in different directions.
Like a saw.
And its 2 inner teeth, instead of being like fangs and a mouth, it has those and would appear to be 2 small little balls of, like, it's not barbs, but it's like hooks that look like they rotate on a small axis.
Okay. Interesting.
As you move around, you mess around with the little inside of its mouth very lightly, and it just spins the little ball.
So it is like a saw. So either the fauna.
Its legs are full white, and instead of what you'd assume to be a spider as having 8 legs, it appears to have about 6, as is, with 2 little ones forming on its front, and these are full white. They look almost like little bones. Its flesh, however, its stomach, as you can see, is like purple, and where you cut it, its inside just looks like flesh, like meat, like a normal spider, you'd assume. But here it looks like various different shades of purple, some like little pink almost, but its back is just pure red, blood red.
Imagine the fauna could be just highly aggressive and deadly.
Well,
We burn the forest.
I should continue walking down the path.
Okay, I'll follow.
no.
I will put my pyro out there. Temptations.
As you walk forward, the path seems to, as you get back on the path and walk forward with your little thing as you're investigating it, you look up and the path seems to stretch forward longer.
Oh no.
And one thought rings in the back of your head from a voice that you both can't explain. They're watching.
Well, that's just great.
Did you hear that?
Might as well look around, see if there's anything suspicious in the trees and shit
I
like
want to
that.
roll investigation.
Both of you, yeah. Roll notice or investigation.
I'll do investigation.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do investigation.
And I'll do notice.
Oh. Do you have? No.
I have +3 investigation.
Okay, I'll roll notice.
Yes. Zero.
0.
+4.
Hmm?
Investigation.
You got +4?
Yeah.
Alright. You both see nothing aside from the dark of the forest and the trees as they are. Looking back, as you look back though, you can see where you brushed in to kill the spider. The areas where the tree bark was taken off are now like crusted and just blackened, like old wood.
That's just great. This is all just great.
Not just the fauna, but the flora too.
Do you want to go forward?
Yes.
You walk what
I
you
get
can
there someday.
only assume to be about 4 minutes. And as you walk, there appears to be a clearing to the right in the forest, and this is the first time that the path, though it may wind and it may straighten, has an off-branching little area. And this off-branching little area is no larger than maybe a kiddie pool on the ground with this, you know, like when you pull a slice of pizza and the cheese pulls off?
Yes, it's worse.
And like that's what the ground almost looks like, except it's like a browner and reddish, like pulsating substance, and it's growing to the around the roots of the trees, and the trees that the flesh grows around appear to be smaller and if anything less healthy. And you can see rising in this little mound of flesh-looking ground, small little tombstone-looking things. Some of them aren't entirely tombstone-shaped, and they rise up in like little blocks or little ovals, but quite a few of them resemble tombstones. There's little spores in the air, like a little dust, resembling the gray of the little things.
I say we start huffing it.
You have any ideas, Austin?
You can huff it if you want.
Let's investigate.
Alright. I'll investigate then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Roll to investigate.
Just great. Things get weird. That's not good. That's not good. That's okay. Plus
0.
4.
0?
0 again.
And what do you get down?
Plus 4.
Plus 4? Alright. So, you both walk over and look at this little thing, and as you step onto the, like, mounded ground, the pulsating flesh kind of sticks your feet in, and walking is a little slower as it seems to grow up and around, but no more than maybe a quarter of an inch before it just stops growing up around it. As you bend down and you grab one of the pieces, you pull it off and you look at it, and as you break it, spores fly out, and you feel a slight cloud in your mind. You feel a bit of brain fog as the spores rise up to your face, and you look at it with a bit of a slight dull headache, and it's just as gray on the inside as it is on the outside. It looks like stone almost, but it's definitely a fungi of some sort. You do not feel anything from it. You feel a bit of just mind fog and dampening.
This thing giving you a headache?
Nope. I want to check the device. See what it's up to. See what it wants. See if it's changed.
As you stand, like, as you walked into the path, you're standing kind of facing like right of it. And as you face the right of it, the compass goes, the marble kind of points this way, following the length of the path. It doesn't appear to have changed at least the direction of the marble. But the marble on the black has changed. Hasn't changed the direction it's facing, but like a compass, you know.
Right. Alright, let's keep going.
So these give you headaches.
Oh. Yep. Yep.
Avoid them.
No shit.
Yeah, so we're gonna avoid the rest of those fungus things and continue on the path.
Alright. You see, as you walk forward for another, what has to be 5 minutes, there's a fallen tree in the path. And it's the first one you've seen out of the entire woods that's out of place.
Oh, okay.
The sound of the wind still echoes through it, though. But before you, there's just the fallen tree. Nothing else that you can see around.
I hate this because I have no fucking clue what the fuck.
So, like, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like, this is important. Will this fuck us over? Will this benefit us? Are we already fucking dead?
Are you in hell?
Well, it seems like...
Did we die shortly after we left the drop pods?
Did you die in the cave and you're reliving a new reality?
Yeah.
I say...
I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
You want to touch it?
No,
Wow.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay, yeah. I say we just keep going.
Alright.
We could get out of this hellhole eventually.
I want to avoid touching anything that looks like it's living.
Alright, so you just...
I'm being paranoid.
Alright.
Devin is paranoid.
Because shit doesn't make sense.
Felix is paranoid.
Felix is paranoid, right. So you just walk...
It's a status that pops up.
Consequence. Yeah. You just walk past the tree?
I don't want to touch it in any way. I want to...
You just step over it then?
I guess.
Alright.
Yeah, I follow suit.
You both step over the tree and continue walking, and all of a sudden you hear the sound of a tree falling, and you both look behind, and the tree's not there.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't want to touch anything living that looks like it's living. I think my paranoia is justified now.
Do the trees move?
Yeah.
We should hurry.
Probably, yeah.
Alright. So both you gonna go faster?
Yes. I am.
We'll still be cautious about it, even if I have to roll something for it. I don't know.
Okay, both of you are sort of going on a slight jog now throughout the wood, and about 3 minutes in, you see to the left Up front, you see a cropping, like you see lights, and as you walk forward, you see a lighted path on the left. Small little candles hang from the trees. They drip down, and they go down on the ground, but there doesn't appear to be any wax built up from the candles dripping. The path branches to the left and outward. What are you gonna do?
Trees are moving. Is the compass still pointing?
The compass still points forward. But the compass just points directly towards the library within the hidden fortress.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily show. It's not Jack Sparrow thing. I mean, it is Jack Sparrow thing.
Well, I just want to make sure that, we're following a path, so there's no sign saying, go this way. The only thing that's telling us which way to go is the compass. If the trees are fucking moving, the path could be changing. And so, if we don't look at the compass, the path could go way over here when we need to go way over there. But I also don't want to go in the forest.
You're in the forest, pal.
No, I don't.
You're already in.
I don't want to leave the path. Kind of dim sides that one time.
Well, I mean, it's still another path, but it's just branched out. The only difference between this and the path you're on is that it's lighted and it goes out through the left.
Any suggestions, Austin?
Full steam ahead. Compass for a.
Don't trust jack shit. Guess we go forward. Ignore the lights. The magical, heretical tree lights.
Alright. Well, as you walk forward, you see that the lights start to go out behind you, and the path closes back in. Trees don't appear to grow or just pop up, but they're there, as if there was no path before. The only thing that you see on that way is where the path you thought you saw was a stream of yellow goo surrounding the bottom of the trees that you were on. Well, that the left path was on.
Trust in the machine.
I assume you both go forward.
Yes.
Yes.
Faster or?
I would for one say yes.
Fuck it, yeah, why not? Let's go.
You both start going at faster than a jog, but not entirely a sprint.
Yeah.
Run into the trees. It's about 2 minutes until you hear a child laughing.
Oh,
On the
no.
right.
Just keep going.
Oh, this is perfect.
As you keep on running, you hear a woman crying, and the sound almost comes right, like, through you. The sound goes through you, but there's nothing there as you're walking. You hear a baby screaming on your left. And as if it's coming from the sky, there's a loud roar of some man, you can only assume. You hear an axe hit something soft in front of you as you're running. All the noises stop. They're watching. You hear it again. And the path stretches out longer.
God damn it!
So what's all on this device? I actually never really asked that. Like, is it just a compass, or is it?
As far as you were told by Commander Zarek that you're going to be handed a device that you can hook into the library, and it'll send information between him and the assistant librarian from the Mechanicum.
Okay.
So that, out of what you consume, that little gold bit on the front with energy flowing through it, that just appears to be what would be like a hookup.
Are we stopped at the moment?
What?
Are we stopped at the moment?
No, you're still running.
Okay.
If you have any suggestions, Chris, say them.
I think we stop. And I ask, who's out there?
Alright. You're gonna do that?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep the device secure on me while he does that.
You take your helmet off and you slide it into your chest pocket and then put it back on. If you have chest pockets, otherwise it's just hanging by your balls. When you're smuggling pills. But so as you scream, "Who's out there?" you get a resounding amount of silence.
Nice.
Nothing answers you.
That's what I like to hear.
And then you hear they're watching
Who's watching?
from inside your head.
Oh.
There. A man named There appears. Hey guys. They knew.
Yes.
I hate this because I have no fucking clue.
What's going on?
Yeah, like, what's the importance of this? It's like right as we entered the forest, we just got knocked out and we're just imagining all this.
Well,
Yeah.
you gonna keep running?
Yes. Let's keep running.
Alright.
We have to be close.
Alright. As you guys are running, all of a sudden, your sight goes completely dark. You can only see but 5 feet in front of you.
That's great.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Alright. Let me find that spot again, so yeah. And, well, I'd like you both to make a will save.
That's great.
You hear whispering from all the trees. You hear they're watching in the back of your head in the same voice.
+2.
But this time it sounds like 1,000.
+2.
+2?
Both of us. +2.
Alright. The cacophony of voices grows louder.
Yeah, of course.
You still can't see each other. But you know that each other are there because you can hear both of your, like, shocked and surprised.
Why is it getting louder?
I'd like you to both put down 1 mental stress counter.
Yep. So what we're hearing? That noise?
That's part of it. You're hearing anything you can imagine, aside from any music or comfortable sounds that you've ever heard. That's all 1,000 voices.
You know what I want to try and do? This is obviously a lot of illusionary
Things
mental
going on.
stuff. I want to try and calm my mind. See if I can't try and do that.
Alright.
Calm my... Like, basically stop thinking about shit.
Alright. Both of you make another will save.
Yeah, see if that does something. I don't know. 3, 4, 5.
+4.
0.
Alright.
That's great.
Alright, so, you managed to sort of, like, brain blank yourself. You're just, like shutting down almost emotionally and everything. And as you calm down, I'd like you to roll notice. And I'd like you to put 2 mental stress counters on.
0.
0? Alright. The only thing that you see is that the forest around you has gotten darker. Like, it's pitch black beyond the first 2 trees. And the sky is completely black, but you still have light entering through the path still. You see you see Felix, and his armor's just like wriggling, like he's in a bit of a panic state, of course.
I love how I'm the one who had this idea, and this went bad.
Is there any way I can help him?
Just grabs me. Calm down.
Alright, yeah. You could help him. Well, tell me what you think you're gonna do, and I'll see if it works.
I'm gonna shake him to shake his head a little bit and say, "Hey, hey."
All right. You just grab him and shake him. I'd like roll. What would you roll for that?
I don't know.
Empathy.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have anything like that. You still just gonna go with shaking him? I mean, look at your stats. What could you use there?
I punch him out of it.
Power fist.
No, not that. I use my non-power fist hand.
Okay, full force or
No, just a little like
smack on the helmet?
Yes.
All right. Roll. Roll physique. Well, no, roll athletics, because you're gonna try and not hurt him.
Okay.
Yeah.
+3.
The voice. All right, +3. All right. So you're giving him advantage on his next roll.
Okay.
In a really awful way. You hear the voices get louder, and you start hearing whispers of, like, imagine 1,000 counts of people describing how they were tortured, killed. I mean, you're hearing this from children, girls. You're hearing the cries of babies. You hear men sobbing, relaying partially things that they may have seen, things that they may have imagined or dreamed. You're hearing 1,000 horrors from 1,000 souls that you can't even distinguish apart from each other. And then you hear a very hard thunk as you see a power fist slap you in the face.
No, that's true fear.
and you, luckily you're still sane enough to recognize who that is. But you took 2 mental stress counter. So
it's consequence.
Your mild consequence is slightly tormented.
All right.
I tried. Okay.
Yeah. But now you know that you're not alone, and that there's still a physical space.
That's great.
Apart from this darkness you're surrounded in. I'd like you to roll another will save with advantage.
So that's like a +2 to
Plus
whatever
2.
I get.
Yeah.
That's 1. So that would be +3.
Alright.
Yeah, that's +3.
You like focus on the fist that you saw leaving your peripheral vision. Like you know where he is, and you start trying to imagine your comrade as where he is in physical space, and you start walking towards him, and you see him, and you calm down. You like get the voices out of your head, almost, and I'd like you to roll notice.
Alright,
Yes,
notice.
please.
That's a 0. That's straight 0.
Alright. You snap out of it, and you raise your head and just swirl around in paranoia. Just full, like...
Felix, calm down.
And you're grabbing onto Lucifer, and as you're looking around, behind every tree you see a shadow.
Damn.
And they slowly start to fade as Lucifer shakes you more and more.
Snap out of it, you fucking dick.
No. But I hate that I'm the one who had the idea of calming down, and it went backfired.
Because it's what you're trying to do in the first place. So what now?
We need to get the fuck out of here.
We've been trying to do it.
Oh no, we need to do it faster.
Let's do it faster.
Let's fucking sprint this bitch.
And I will say, Tormented, you will have a +1 to all notice rolls from now on, at the cost of -1 to will and -2 to psych. And if you have no psych, then you still get -2
Alright, great.
to any defenses therefrom.
Alright, let's go.
Yep, we're sprinting.
You're sprinting?
We're sprinting, following the compass / whatever path.
Right. As you guys run and run and run and run, you you walk, like you see a clearing, and you see an open area starting to form from the path.
Yes.
And as you're running and running, this great stag jumps in the middle of the path, and its whole left side is bones that are covered in the same stuff you saw with the little tombstone fungi. And its body's like gaunt and covered in this stuff and open wounds. Its face is just a skull with 2 eyes preserved by a film of the flesh. It sees you guys, and it charges.
We're running full sprint at it.
Yeah,
no shit.
As
It's a
you're
game
running
of-
full sprint.
It's a
As you're
game
running
of-
full sprint.
It's a game of chicken.
What do you guys do?
I jump over this fucking thing.
You jump over it?
Yes.
I slide underneath it.
It's not that big, but sure. Alright, I'd like you to roll athletics. I'd like you to roll athletics.
Ooh.
+4.
+4.
All right. This deer probably the size of a moose with like this mangled appearance, proud yet horrific and gaunt, charges at you, and you just jump over the thing. I mean, like miles. You land at the end of the clearing. You slide under, right? So you get in a perfect slide. You don't even graze the ground. It doesn't tear at all. You just slide across it. And you hit the deer full force. Its legs just break.
It looks up at Austin and it just...
Yeah. It's straight at you, just fucking... And it does a it fucking does a backflip. And
Didn't
it just
even know what hit it.
falls. And it doesn't even make a sound. It doesn't make anything. It just... Its whole bottom half is just ripped from it.
Yes.
And you're covered now in this...
Oh no.
Like... bulbous, like, growing stuff that tries to thin out on your armor and your gore and bone. And it's stuck with all this stuff, and it's trying to seep into any crack it can find.
You have the best armor.
But it doesn't seem to really have hold because it's mostly just your legs and your waist.
Yeah.
And it's just on you. Not moving, but stretching
Great.
across.
So
The deer is alive is a very broad term, and it's stretching the definition. It's just lying there without a lower torso and like a rib cage covered in this substance, and its head is just looking back at you, and it makes a empty roar that just sounds like choking.
Fuck that thing. Let's go.
well. So are we in the clearing or are we still in the forest? And we can see
He's in the clearing, and like I'll describe that like shortly, but you are just like you're there in between. Like he's at the clearing, you've got about like 50 feet.
I'm gonna go to the clearing.
All right.
I think I've done that. This thing won't really be bothering us much anymore. Could try and come after us. I'm sure it'll find a way, but
Yeah, I think it's I think we've put the cherry on top. Now we shouldn't fuck with it. Exactly. Oh.
You didn't see shit.
No, I didn't.
but I have an idea of what's going on, and I think I know how to solve it.
All right. Well,
Okay, cool.
you guys
Fire.
are now that you are finally out of this cursed hell realm of a forest.
Yes.
You are feeling much safer, and you can remove your mild consequence from mental. You're still a little shaken up, but you're no longer concerned about the ensuing torment of this never-ending nightmare.
What about my mental stress? It stays.
Yours disappears as well.
To get rid of my mental stress.
You get rid of one.
Okay.
You've never seen anything like that or experienced anything like that. You're still going to be a little
Dude.
on edge.
So we're in the clearing.
And as you walk out, you see before you, just shortly up in front of you to the right, there appears to be an old, decrepit-looking farmhouse. To the left, there's a tiny little cabin made out of the similar flat wood instead of logs as the farmhouse. And you see a stretch of broken and ruined buildings in front of this path, and the path still continues forward towards a town that you can see in the distance. Fire is scourging through the town side, and you can see one section of the town almost has like a dark rain cloud over it, and its walls are thick and black Gothic steel, whereas the other town appears to be constructed out of their wall appears to be constructed out of just similar decrepit barnwood and pikes and carriages.
First thing I want to do is clean this shit off. Basically clean my armor and shit like that without taking it off. I don't want to just undress completely and then like scrub.
Right.
I just want to clean off the shit that got on
You just take your fingers and you nudge under it until you get like a bit of a level under it, and you start to peel it off, and as you take it off with your hand, it starts to slowly wrap onto it.
No,
But
this is my fear.
You can, by that time, you can manage to toss it off,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you
Okay.
slowly get it all
It's
off.
better than just leaving it there.
Right, yeah, right.
To the left of the clearing, where the tree line opens out and goes towards around the town, in this bit of a bowl, you can hear gunfire and las gunfire
No.
raging from the left, as you see crop fields swarming with just plague zombies walking towards this front of Kriegsmen.
We want towards
Advancing.
the south. Alright. Our job is to do this stealthily. So fuck
Yes.
those creeps.
And you
Yeah.
can see yelling on top of a small light tank that a Commander Zarek, who looks out towards your expanse and waves a gun before shooting a zombie in the head, as far as you can see.
Yeah, we're just gonna let them do
And
their
Their
job.
thing.
Yeah.
We're
Ahead,
gonna continue with ours, yeah.
ahead you can see along these ruined barn houses and little buildings, a few plague zombies, as well as the corpse of a horse lying next to them. That some of the zombies are, well, there's no zombies actually eating into it, but there's a zombie corpse or two laying by it. In the barn, you can hear a light, muffled cacophony of groans. Same thing from the cabin in front of you.
I guess more look at the compass.
Yeah, look at the compass. Should point into the town.
The compass points towards the hardier part of the town, where you can see at the top of it a grand church.
Interesting.
And slowly a plague zombie shuffles out of the barn. I'd like you both to roll notice.
Ooh.
+2.
+3.
Let's do it. Alright, you can see out of the zombies in front of you going along the path that heads towards the town. You can see about 6 zombies along the path, as well as you both can see that there's about like 2 zombies in the barn, as far as you can tell. But you can see that in the cabin window, there's a zombie as well walking around the house, well, cabin.
We can take them, but we want to do this silently. Because there's hordes
So,
of them.
no gun.
Well, the hordes, as far as you can tell, are pretty occupied over there, or
Yeah, it's-
as far as you assume, the town.
Yeah, it's just, we don't want to attract them all to our position immediately. Or kill them one by one instead of dealing with 10 of them at once.
Yeah. I say... Yeah, we can take them. Just quietly, though.
Yes.
So, melee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get nice and close and personal. Smooch him on the lips.
All right. So, what group are you gonna go for first? Or you can go split up and do whatever you want.
So there's a house, a barn.
There's a tiny little cabin. There's a rather large barn, and there's the 6 zombies outstretched next to the horse corpse and like ruined areas.
I think I'll do the cabin.
Oh.
So we know there's one
How many's in the
walking
cabin?
around.
You, as far as he can see, he saw 1 in the cabin.
Okay.
Might be more in there, and we can take him by surprise.
As far as you can tell, there's 2 zombies in the barn, and in the open expanse, there's 6.
Get rid of before we deal with the 6, we should get rid of the other ones. So it's only the 6.
Okay. Yeah, I'll deal with the one at the barn.
All right.
Since he's a puss.
What? You're gonna? Oh, we're playing. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What?
My wallet.
Professionals.
Yes, professionals.
I don't know,
I
dude.
know where it is. I think I see it.
Where? Yeah, good luck getting it. Where is it?
There you go, Chopsy.
Yeah, there you are.
No. Thanks for
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I didn't see
Okay.
where it was. It was a
Yeah.
unfortunate hiding space.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So you go for the ones in the cabin, I go for the one in the barn.
And then we can both converge on the 6.
Yes. This is the plan.
All right. So, since you rolled the highest notice, I'm gonna give you the first few bits, but just tell me, like, what's your general deal? You're just gonna sneak around to the barn, or are you gonna walk over?
I'm gonna sneak around to the barn.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sneak around to the cabin.
Okay. This is gonna look ridiculous, mind you both, but who cares?
It's going like
We're gonna do it.
it's like
Yeah.
a teardrop formation. Just
Oh yeah. Like just sweep around. If you want a good,
Could I jump over to the barn?
if you want a good precursor, there's the barn. There's the cabin, and you just came out of there. And then that's the whole Krieg deal.
So they're pushing in the town here, going this way.
Yeah.
We're
We're
right over
down
here.
here, and we're probably. Where's the church that we saw? That's-
Right here.
Okay. So we'll probably go like over through this way to get to there, while they fight through here.
Yes.
And now that you're out of the woods, you can sort of feel like the same, like you're the Emperor's life. You know, you can feel that you're in,
Yes.
you're okay. So,
it's
wait,
not the emperor we think.
so,
Sneak to
Okay. You get to go first, Devin. So.
Alright, so sneak there, so roll stealth.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck it's called. Sneak.
stealth.
That's a 0. That's a nice solid 0.
Okay, well, I'm going to just say you're in a suit of power armor. You're a rather large guy. It's an automatic disadvantage, you know.
Yeah, -2.
-2. But so you're just yeah. You do your best. You do what you can, right? It's not a horrible job. You slowly creep over to the cabin,
I just watch.
and
Like,
that
I'm not doing that.
there's that same zombie that you saw in the window, and oh fucking Nurgle dice! I've given myself a little own private hell. It notices you, like sees you creeping up to the left of it, and it just like stands at the glass and just starts pawing at it.
It's trying to get to me.
Yeah. But
Where are my presents? Alright.
and you're about. I assume you're going around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see that there's a front little porch and there's a door and it's slightly ajar, but
Okay.
that one doesn't appear to be the brightest.
Nope, definitely not.
As for you,
Okay, I see what he has done. And how cringy it looked. So, I just book it for the barn.
all right. Let me just make a general roll. All right. Are you gonna attempt to hide out, or like any stealth, or just booking it?
I kind of...
Just moving as fast and as quiet as you can.
Yes.
Roll athletics.
+5.
+5.
Yep.
You managed to run with such speed that
They hear it and then they look over. It's
and
gone.
like that you just like sprint right here. You're at the barn opening and like the zombies within 10 feet of you. If you want to go forward more, you can. Yes. But the zombies in the middle of the path, they are just malazing around. They're looking towards the gunfire and they're kind of nudging around.
Considering going over
Yeah.
there. Slap a bitch.
You're slapping a bitch?
You.
Oh. I don't know who's going first, that's why.
You can go first. Before, if you want to both enter combat on your own deal.
I would like to go into a house.
Are you making your own entrance, or are you using the door?
We'll use the door.
No, good idea, I guess.
So
Boring.
you just like you're still sneaking, but you sneak up past the ledge, and like there's a zombie in the window, and you like walk by it, and you gonna do anything? Just punch it through, or
No,
just
gonna
looking?
just walk by it.
You walk by, and it like looks over, and it just starts to walk towards. Like you can see it leave the window and head towards the door. So that's like
I'm just gonna
just a
wait
few
for
feet.
it. I'm just gonna wait for it on the other side of the door.
all right. So you're waiting by the door, sneaking, but regretfully,
Just
but
with
still.
my axe like this.
Yeah.
When it comes through.
You?
So I want to obviously use my melee to kill one of the zombies.
All right. So you just melee attack.
Yes.
All right. Both zombies are gonna like meander over towards you.
Yes. Here we go.
You have that one that's just in front of you, like 10 feet, and there's the one behind it.
Okay.
But you hear more growling from the back of the barn.
Oh fuck. Oh.
Anything else you want to do, or just that? Just your athletics are 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fair to say you can probably make 2 melee attacks on 2 different targets.
Okay, perfect.
And your athletics are
+2.
+2, so you can make like I'd say you can make 2 attacks on 1 target,
Alright.
2 attacks on 1 target.
and you can make like
Attack.
4 attacks, but only on 2 targets. 2.
So like okay, so like 2 attacks on 2 targets.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you can't. You either you would want to go all in on one or just low on another.
You know what? At this
But-
point, I think I'll go all in on.
Well, no, I'm saying you can attack both.
Oh, okay.
at-
No. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
okay.
saying if you can't do 3 in 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I'll attack both.
All right. So the first one does not try to dodge, and it tries to attack you. +1. No, -1. -2, actually. And the other one also meanders over towards you, and it tries to attack you. Roll. I should let you roll first, but roll.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I like this better.
And that one did all right.
So it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time, just let me make sure that you guys roll first on combat, unless you got a bad notice score and they notice you first.
Okay, so this is for melee.
Yep. So your physique plus how well you rolled on melee, and it's base as it is. Fight only is changed if they try and dodge or something else, or your two attacks are going against each other, and they can somehow block each other.
So,
But
physique plus melee?
yeah, plus how well you did.
Okay.
Assuming that they don't try and dodge or anything.
Right, okay. So, plus 4?
Plus 4 on your
Oh, okay, so -1 on my normal roll, but I have plus 3 melee and 2 plus physique. So.
Okay, so plus 3 melee,
Yep,
3 damage, plus 3 physique,
2.
plus 2. Okay, so 5 plus what's your weapon? 5? Or well, actually it'd just be base, right? Because you're just punching them. Normally.
Yeah. I'm like,
okay. That is for later. I apologize.
okay.
But alright, so you just this first zombie, it tries to bite you and it just bites fist. Just you know?
Sheath. The teeth that just cave in.
Head gone, right?
Alright.
How would you attack the other one?
Can I, somehow use athletics to smooth around it real quick?
Smooth.
To move around?
To move around it real quick and punch it in the back
In the back?
of the neck.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, no, just
So, roll athletics.
roll
and then-
athletics, yeah.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, that's not good.
2.
2?
Plus 2. Getting better.
Okay, so as you sweep around, the zombie grabs onto your shoulder and tries to bite into you, but since you swoop around so fast, it just flies and it hits the nearby wall and lands on the ground.
Alright.
And it hits one of the beams, breaking it.
Oh no.
Still takes damage though.
Yeah. And I get 2, right?
2?
2 attacks.
2 attacks.
2 attacks, yeah.
Alright, this time I just go to naturally melee attack it.
Alright, what part are you hitting?
The face.
The face?
Trying to brain this thing.
Alright.
Bonk.
Roll. If you want. You, at this point, you don't have to.
So, -1 to my base roll.
Okay.
Plus 3 melee.
So that's 2. Plus your physique.
So 4.
So that'd be 6.
Well, negative.
Oh, your physique's 2. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it'd be 4.
Yeah.
Tell me how you brain this thing.
Just simply put my fist through its face, like its head is right here. Actually,
Alright.
well, its head's probably not that big.
yeah. Yeah. So
An ear is attached to my thumb.
it looks up and it just...
Yeah. Exactly.
and its brains go plat.
Go. Oh.
So then the other two meander towards you. You can now see that there's two of them. One's in the back, just like stuck around like some haystacks. And it has like a chain around its leg, and it's walking towards you. But it's trying. You know, he's giving his best effort.
Right, of course.
And the other one is meandering towards you. It's probably now in the light of the cabin. You can see it. So, about 15 feet. Devin, your turn. So,
Interesting.
the zombie, you can hear it growling and growling, and it gets to the door, and you see that the door's a slight crack open, so you go to do this, and it just bumps into the door, shutting it. Do you still attack? Through it?
You only just go like that. Hit the side of the door to try and hit it through the door.
Okay, roll to attack.
Do I roll for like melee or physique?
Melee.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, kind of both, right?
Well, physique goes in, anyways.
Right,
If you
yeah.
go melee.
Well, both are plus 30, so I wonder in that. Beefy melee guy. That's about it. That's -1.
What?
-1.
Okay, so
Oh,
he got.
for your melee?
For my melee, yeah.
Okay, so for 2, so you do 2 damage.
Nice.
Plus your weapon damage.
Weapon damage is +4.
Plus 4? Wait, you rolled melee this, you know. Well, I mean, it's just a door, it's not moving, so. Plus 4? So you smash your axe through the door, accidentally catching your hand on the, you bump it into the handle, like, of the door frame, punching through it, but it wasn't a clean cut by any means. The door falls open in on you,
Oh, no.
and it just hits you, falls down, and you can see the zombies like wobbling like this because it's bisected, and it's just reaching out towards you, and you can see behind it another zombie that starts marching towards you, and there's another growl coming in from the house.
So I can attack twice on one
Enemy, yeah.
person. So I want to finish the job. On that.
Or you could attack. I suppose you could attack 2 enemies once,
Okay. So is any of them
but you
close
can't
enough?
have like multiple split attention unless they're all grouped together.
Or is there any close enough?
No, just that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the job then.
All right.
Try to at least.
What is?
I just kind of want to push him so his spine just goes.
What are you gonna do to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the job and finish cutting him in half. Which, I don't know if that would kill him, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh.
Pause.
Hey, Mom.
Comments.
Good. No, I'm doing the Fate thing.
What?
Austin and Devin.
What?
The Fate game. I haven't yet today. I didn't know both of you were gone. Oh, today's Monday. Oh. I'll run home. Okay. I will. Okay, I'm sorry. Bye. I forgot it. Today was Monday. Dog's been inside all day.
Oh,
And
that's not good.
yep,
Since like what time?
this morning.
5:20.
So it's like 7.
Hmm.
So,
Slight chance.
I'll just run over real quick,
All right.
and
We'll be here.
I'll be back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry
No, that's okay.
to ruin the tension.
That's okay.
Um,
This is great. What we needed.
I'm so sorry. You guys go get and break out whatever you need to eat or whatnot, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Oh.
Yeah, I have no clue what that combat is.
Yeah.
It's just G4RRE.
I have no clue. Okay. Okay, so we will be back momentarily. Stay tuned for when we start this live stream up again.